She just kept saying, oh, like, no, you don't want to gain more weight. I'm like, yes, I do. So a few weeks ago, I was getting my nails done, and I just like feel like I need to just talk about this. I had the woman that was doing my nails just kept commenting on my body, and it was, yeah, I just really need to share and just talk about how it's just not okay. So I'm going to try to just do this. Long story short, I was getting my nails done. The place I'd been to like quite a few times, and then yeah, when I got there, I sat down, the lady, she's like, oh, like you've lost weight since like the last time you came in. And I just sort of laughed. I was sort of just like, that's not appropriate to say. And she goes, no, like you definitely are much thinner. And I was like, oh, like I'm actually trying to gain weight. And she's like, why would you want to do that? And I was like I literally just said to her, I'm like, listen, it's really just not appropriate to like make those comments on my body. And then yeah, she continued to just say, she's like, no, like you've definitely lost a lot of weight and all that. And I was like, oh, well, I was like, okay, well, we're going here. So I was like, I'm actually really unwell, which is why like I'm losing weight, like I'm not healthy. She's like, oh, but you look so good. And I'm like, are you not hearing me? Like I was literally just saying like not well. And I was like, oh, kept saying I'm actually trying to gain weight. She's like, no, like don't gain weight and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And I just like said to her, I'm like, that's really not okay. Like, please just, I don't feel comfortable with you making these like comments about my body. And then yeah, she sort of like stopped for a bit after that. But then towards like the end of like my time out there, like I like had to get up to go and like wash my hands, and like yeah, so then obviously I stood up before I was just sitting down. She's like, oh, she's like, you've definitely lost weight. And I was like, I did just tell you like half an hour ago, please, like that's not appropriate. She goes, no, like it's good, you're so thin. And I was like, again, I'm like, I'm not healthy. Like for me to even, one, when she did that first comment and I said like that's not appropriate to say, she should have stopped there, but she kept going. So I was like, I like wish someone was like recording this. Like I was like kept saying, I like said to her, I was like, would you say the same to me? Like if I'd gained weight, would you make that comment on your observation? And she's like, oh no. And again, I said like, it's really not appropriate to comment on anyone's body like ever. You don't know what they're going through. I said like, even like, I was like, I even told you that I'm unwell, which is why I'm losing weight, and you still like persisted to keep going. Like that is very rude and very inappropriate. And I was like, you really need to like just don't make comments on anyone's body ever and stuff. And she just kept saying, oh no, like you've lost weight. And again, and yeah, I was like kept saying to her like, I'm trying to gain weight. So like it's like, I don't know if you think that's meant to be a compliment, but like to me it's not. Yeah, and like I said, I'm trying to gain weight. And she's just like, no, like don't do that. And it's like, who are you to tell me that? And it's just like frustrated me so much, because it is just, yeah, so like idolize just, and like people just without even thinking, just comment, or they assume weight loss is good. Yeah, the fact that it took me so, like I had to comment so many times back and like just saying, can you, like that's not appropriate to say, she kept saying. And like the fact that like even after I told her like I'm unwell, which is why like I'm losing weight, and it's like she still told me, oh well, no, don't gain weight. So it's like, oh well, what you'd like, it's just idolized that people are willing to, I guess, sacrifice their health. It's like they don't care about health as long as you're thin. Like it's just ridiculous. And then she's playing about my fingers because I have my Raynaud's disease, which has no circulation in my hands. She's like, oh, your hands are so blue. And I was like, yeah, like that's part of the reason, like I'm trying to gain weight so I can do that. And she just kept saying, oh like, no, you don't want to gain more weight. I'm like, yes I do. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to this video. I just like felt like I just need to talk about it. And it's just so, just don't like it. You can have the best intentions, but you never know what is going on in someone's head, why they're losing weight, how they're losing weight. If they're like I said, I'm trying to gain weight, so I'm like, it's, and yeah, just trying to be like, get it out of people's heads that smaller is better, because it's not. It's like in society, it's what we have been conditioned to believe. And like I'm lucky that it doesn't really like trigger me, or like I guess it bothers me, but more so for the sake of society. Like it's the type of thing that's not going to affect me and lead me to like previous unhelpful behaviors. But it's just annoyed me because I'm like, just stop, like just don't comment on my body, don't say all this, don't comment on anyone's body ever. But especially like I had to tell her so many times, this is not appropriate for you to say. Like I probably didn't even sink in with her because she kept saying it, but I don't know, just don't comment on anyone's body ever.